right. Okay, straight, straight, straight. Okay, you got 6 inches. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop!
Back in 2003, when I first started getting into the alternative viewpoints, shall we say, or conspiracies, some might call them. Certainly not theories now. I knew I had to make some preparations, especially since last March when this all kicked off. And I don't know if this effort is going to be in vain, but at least I've done my best to try and avoid most of this madness that seems to be surrounding us more each day. Just complete propaganda being pumped out by the mainstream Medea, which is the Greek goddess of illusion. Yeah, where do we go from here? Well, I had to learn a lot of things very quickly with regard to the caravan, and I didn't know how to hook it up or do anything, but I soon learned. It was a very steep learning curve, and with some help from some friends, it all came together pretty quickly, really. When you set your mind to something and you know it's important and imperative that you do it quickly, then things can happen very quick. Winston Churchill once said, "Those who fail to learn their lessons of history are doomed to repeat it." But damned if we're going to do that. Those of us who are awake to this plan, know what's going on, would rather die than accept that. We thought that the Nuremberg trials and the American Constitution and Magna Carta and the United Nations would put an end to all this tyranny, but they have failed us miserably. And yet here we are, staring down the barrel of a dystopian, technocratic nightmare. Never remember which one's which.
Frazzled.
20. Now is the time for us to be solution focused and find our way out of this and do what we can in our own little way with what resources we have available to us. Many people have been convinced that by taking an experimental shot that we can go back to normal, but this is not the plan that they have for us.
Yep, tail lights, try the brake and indicators.
I realise I'm preaching to the converted here, but if I can reach one more person, it's worth it. Right, I think we're nearly ready.
Brake. Hazards. Left, right.
If you've made it this far into the video, you are one of the rare few who have got the attention span and the intellect to find your own solution. This is just the one that I've chosen. And have a fit, you. Any idea, Tim? Would you say that's quite enough? Steep learning curve. Tony Robbins once said, "It is in your moments of decision that your destiny is shaped." Once I'd made the decision, the project took on a life of its own, and the things that I thought were beyond me suddenly began to be resolved one by one with the help of good friends who came out of the woodwork. Doing the narration to this video was not something that came naturally to me. This is a polished version because I've had to do this several times to get it right, because I would struggle to think about what I wanted to convey, and the overriding thing for me was to convey some kind of positive message, not focus on all the doom and gloom, because I think we've had enough of that.
Is it?
Yes, because I thought we were going to have to get the generator serviced, because as you saw the other day, it took numerous attempts without success, and I contacted a guy regarding the servicing, and he said the common problem is because they don't get used very often, especially in the winter. The fuel condenses moisture in the fuel tank, which then clogs up the carburetor. So I thought I was going to have to get a service, but I thought before I do that I should just pour out the old petrol into a can and put fresh in, and as soon as I done that, within 2 or 3 pulls it fired up beautifully. So that saved me 90 quid on a service. Obviously a funnel would be better here. Battery full, charging.
Good.
Water 2/3. Bit of a faff, but worth the effort.
Five minutes later.
Seems to take an eternity. Those of you who have done your research and due diligence will already know that we've been at war for a long time, and it's knowing how to proceed with that knowledge and wake as many others as you can along the journey, and find your tribe of like-minded people to strengthen you and boost your morale. Always use it on the side, and then you don't get so much glugging. In theory.
Laminar flow.
I'm aware there are those who are in fear of their jobs and in a desperate situation where they feel they have to stay under the radar, and I totally get that. Not everyone wants to go public with this information, they just want to keep their heads down, but unfortunately there is going to come a point where we don't have a choice. 1 kilowatt on, 2 kilowatt on. We now have water from the tank there, which is good. The system has been designed to make us feel alone and isolated, but the true reality is there are far more of us than we realise. Ah, shit. Now it's time to look forward to the golden age that has been prophesied by not only the Hopis, the Mayans, but many other civilizations throughout history. And this time is going to be something special for all of us who are left. Fancy a bit of gaslighting, sir? No matter how difficult it may be, the reality is I think we just have to accept that there are some people that won't get this. They're just so far gone that they're just sucked into the mainstream narrative and are unwilling to look at the evidence and debate you. Oh yeah, small cupboard action. Oh, spare me that. Yes, plenty of storage. Adapter spanner, new spark plug, plastic shelving, and jump starter cables from Home Bargains. My recommendation is that people get themselves prepared in terms of storing foods that are not perishable, such as rice and pastas and beans, things that are dried, tinned, that kind of thing, and learn how to prepare fresh, healthy meals as best you can, using the ingredients that you have, hopefully with some fresh vegetables and fruit mixed in as well. But if the worst comes to the worst, the idea is to have a minimum of 3 months, preferably 6, of stuff that you can use, particularly things like oats for porridge and a good source of clean water like a filter. Leave me up, Scotty. I believe this could be the very reason why we chose to incarnate at this time, to leave our differences behind and unite in the great awakening of humanity. This may look grim, but believe you me, nothing compared to what's coming if we don't rise up and push back against this medical tyranny. I don't think you can call it anything else. I mean, we're in the midst of a global
Coal.
So, yeah, compared to living in the inner cities, yeah, this is just perfect compared to those alternatives. Ultimately, there are no victims. We have to choose to be gladiators in this ultimate showdown between good and evil that even Revelations and the Bhagavad Gita underestimated. With the right attitude and mindset, we can literally overcome anything because we are humanity.
We didn't come this far to have it all taken away from us in a lie and be extinguished in fear. We're better than that. We must survive this rapture and meet up on the other side. There must be 1 billion of us out there like Simon that they want to make us feel alone, but we're not alone because we have each other.